Welcome back to Haus of Gruen, everyone. We are deep in fall right now, full colors, cold air, and that quiet feeling before winter really arrives. We started this month with a walk in a beautiful forest outside Hamburg, just to clear our heads a bit and enjoy the foliage. And somehow these little moments always inspire us. They make us want to bring more warmth and calm into our home. This month, a few things happened that I'm excited to share with you. We got the balcony ready for winter and picked up a few plants for the colder days. I started a new saltwater project and even 2 more aquariums. We also brought in a new plant light. And Vildana refreshed our bookshelf with a few early Christmas touches. And somewhere in between all of that, we changed something in the living room that gives the whole space a softer and warmer atmosphere. So, let's get right into it. Today was one of those days where we finally wanted to do all the things we've been putting off for too long. Vedana really wanted to reorganize and decorate our bookshelf, and I of course had a few plant projects in mind. The little terrarium under our betta tank wasn't doing good at all. It was full of fungus gnats and the plants were struggling. So I decided to change the whole thing and turn it into a small aquarium instead. I've had really good experiences with no filter setups recently, so that's what I'm doing here as well. And I used some of the plants from my bowlscape aquarium, which I took down recently to make space for the new saltwater tank, which I will show you later. And since we are already in this finally getting things done mood, I also installed a small shelf in our home studio, mostly so I have space for another tank to stare at when I'm pretending to work. It's a very tiny aquarium, and I planted it with more of the plants from the bowlscape. This one is also filterless, and I will probably add some shrimp later on. Aquariums just add such a calm atmosphere, and I really feel like having a little underwater world next to me makes it easier to stay creative. It's just more fun to work when you're surrounded by nature. Let me know if you'd like to see a more detailed video about how I built this setup. A week later, we went to our garden center to look for some winter hardy plants for the balcony, something that would stay green and maybe even bring a few flowers during the colder months. While we were there, we also looked at some Christmas decorations, and we found this little sheep and a bowl with a tiny squirrel on it. We ended up choosing 2 plants we really liked, a small pine tree and a Christmas rose. Now the balcony feels a little more like us again and not so grey anymore. This is a package we've been waiting to open for quite a while, and today I finally have the time to show you what's inside. We've wanted new curtains for a long time. Our old ones were pretty worn, and when the cats were tiny, climbing them was one of their favorite activities. So yeah, lots of little holes. And then TheHues wrote us. Perfect timing, really. They are sponsoring today's video, which helped a lot in finally making this change. They make custom curtains, fabric, color, header style, and exact measurements. So the curtains are made to fit your home and not the other way around. For us this was great because our windows are quite tall, and finding curtains for that size is almost impossible in regular shops. We chose the Sahara Linen Blend in the color Sandstone with silver grommets. I love the natural texture and how well it fits with all the wood tones and plants around here. And because they are slightly warmer, softer white than before, the whole room feels calmer and more inviting. So I really like them, but let's see what Vildana says. We truly love how they turned out, and if you're also looking for new curtains, I can really recommend checking out TheHues. I put the link down below. The next day, Christmas came early for me. I've had several saltwater tanks in the past, but because I moved or I just didn't have enough time, I ended up taking all of them down again. It's a lot easier to move with a freshwater tank than with a saltwater tank, believe me. But the salty side of the hobby never really left me. I always missed it. So this time I want to keep things simple, a small lagoon-style tank with a few soft corals and some macroalgae. Something a little more forgiving than the stony coral reefs I used to build. Coralexy were so kind to send me some corals and algae for this project, and I'm honestly amazed by the quality and colors of these farm-grown corals. There will definitely be a dedicated video about this setup soon, and maybe it can be a little guide if you're thinking about starting a reef tank yourself. One thing we love doing together is planning what kind of videos we want to create next. Most of the time I'm thinking about aquariums, terrariums and plant projects, and Vildana is the one who helps me to make sure everything actually fits in our tiny home, instead of taking it over completely. Both of us are really into interior design, so all these little nature projects are meant to become part of the space, not something that sticks out too much. Cozy lighting plays a big role in that, so one of the next videos will be all about grow lights, how we keep the plants happy during the darker months, while still keeping a warm atmosphere inside. I come up with a lot of new builds and ideas, and Vildana is a huge help in finding a place for all of them. She also does most of the decorating here, and I'm super lucky that we naturally share the same style and almost never argue about design decisions. For us, it's all about quality and warmth. We love warm wood tones, natural textures and timeless pieces, mixed with a few playful space-age elements and some pop art influences here and there to keep things fun and personal. And of course a lot of art, including my own, is part of the space too. Altogether, it creates a look that feels personal to us. And we love that no other home looks exactly like ours. If you're working on your own space, we think the most important thing is don't start with trends. Don't start with how others decorate their homes. Start with what makes you happy. And then everything else can grow from there. So that's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Take care of your loved ones, your health and your sanity. See you next time. Peace.